Trish is finally divorced, and you would think that this moment would bring her some peace. But instead, it has opened the door to even more drama. Ken has been right there by her side, but instead of letting her breathe and enjoy her new freedom, he seems to be putting the pressure on her. He wants marriage, he wants a family, and he wants it right now. But does Trish really want the same thing? Or is she just enjoying the attention while trying to find her way after years of being tied down to Marquez? This is where things get messy, because the timing, the emotions, and the court orders all play a big role in what happens next. And if you think it's simple, just wait, because the situation only gets more complicated the deeper we go. Watch until the end, because you won't believe the twists and turns in this story. The talk around town is that once you get a divorce, there's a waiting period before you can get remarried. Some say it's 6 months, some say it's longer, and some say you can get married right away. But regardless of the law, the real question here is, does Trish even want to walk down that aisle again? From the way she acts, from the way she talks, from the way she carries herself, it seems like she is done with marriage. She wants to be fancy-free, she wants to live her life, she wants to date if she feels like it, but she does not want to be tied down, and honestly, can you blame her? After being in a long marriage with Marquez, going through the stress of court custody, and all the eyes watching her every move, the last thing she needs is to rush right back into marriage with Ken, but Ken doesn't see it that way. And that's where the tension begins to build. Ken has been pushing for marriage, and everybody knows it. He has made it clear that he wants Trish to say yes, that he wants to lock her down, and that he wants to be the one in her life permanently. But Trish's body language says it all. She smiles, she laughs, she spends time with him, but she is not giving him the answer he wants. She knows what marriage feels like, and she knows the stress that comes with it. She's been there, done that, and she has the scars to prove it. And this is what makes the story so interesting. Because while Ken is planning for rings and vows, Trish is planning for her freedom. And when two people want completely different things, you can already guess how messy this is going to get. Keep watching, because the deeper this goes, the more secrets come out now. Let's not forget Marquez. He might not be in the picture as much anymore, but his presence is still felt. The court orders, the custody of the little girl, the house, and the rules that come with divorce, these are things that don't just go away. Marquez is watching, Marquez is listening, and Marquez is waiting for the right time to strike. If he finds out that Ken is still living in that house, if he finds out that Trish is breaking the rules, you better believe he is ready to take her right back to court. And this is why people are saying that Trish has to be careful. Ken refuses to move out, or if Trish lets him stay, it's only a matter of time before Marquez uses that against her. And trust me, he will. Watch this whole video, because the part about Marquez and how he plans to play his cards will leave you stunned. What makes it even worse is that Ken doesn't seem to take the rules seriously. The word is that the court ordered him out of the house because Trish has a young child living there and they are not married. That's the rule, that's the law, and that's the boundary. But has Ken really left? That's the million-dollar question. Some say he's gone, others say he's still there, and some believe that he has no plans to leave at all. And if that's true, then Trish is playing with fire. Because the moment Marquez finds out, and you know he will, the whole situation is going right back to court. And if you think Trish is ready for another round of legal battles, you might be mistaken. But then again, maybe she is tougher then. Everyone thinks, stick around, because the story of whether Ken is still living there is one of the biggest shocks of all. People are already pointing out that Ken acts like Trish's daughter is his own. He tries to take over. He steps into that father role, and he behaves like he's already part of the family. But that rubs a lot of people the wrong way, because the little girl already has a father. Just because Marquez isn't in the house anymore doesn't mean he's gone from her life. And when Ken starts moving in like that, people start questioning his intentions. Is he really in love with Trish? Or is he trying to control her household? This isn't even the first time he's done this. In his last relationship, the woman also had a daughter, and Ken got attached to that child too. He still stays in touch with that girl even after the relationship ended. So, when you look at the pattern, it makes you wonder, what is Ken really after? Is he chasing love, or is he chasing the role of being somebody's father figure? Whispers are getting louder, and the questions keep coming. Does Ken truly love Trish? Or does he love the idea of being in control? Does Trish really want Ken, or does she just enjoy not being alone? And most of all, will Marquez step back, or will he fight even harder to keep his daughter away from Ken's influence? These questions are what keep people glued to this story, because every answer opens the door to another problem. It's like a puzzle with missing pieces, and just when you think you have the full picture, something else happens that changes everything. Keep watching until the end, because the ending of this story might be completely different from what you expect. Trish is in the middle of all of this. And honestly, it looks exhausting. On one side, she has Ken pushing her toward marriage. On the other side, she has Marquez watching and waiting to pull her back into court. And in the middle, she's trying to protect her daughter, protect her home, and protect her own peace. Can she do it all? Or is she going to reach a breaking point where she has to choose between being fancy-free and giving in to Ken's pressure? Right now she's holding strong, but how long can that last? You won't believe where this story is heading, so make sure you watch all the way through. And here's the thing, if Trish really doesn't want marriage, then why is she still letting Ken push the subject? Some say it's because she likes the attention. Some say it's because she doesn't want to be alone. And some say it's because she's still figuring out who she is without Marquez. Divorce changes people, and sometimes you don't even realize what you want until you've had time to heal. Maybe Trish is in that space right now. Maybe she's not ready to make a big decision, and maybe Ken is rushing her way too fast. And if that's true, then this relationship could be doomed before it even has a chance to grow. But then again, maybe Trish is stronger than people think, and maybe she will surprise everyone by choosing her own happiness over what anyone else wants. Stick with me, because the way this ends will leave you shocked. Now imagine this: Marquez finds out Ken never moved out. He marches straight to the courthouse, he files the papers, and he demands custody changes. Suddenly, Trish is back in the middle of another battle, one that she thought was over. This time, it wouldn't just be about her marriage, it would be about her daughter. And when kids are involved, everything changes. Judges pay closer attention, lawyers fight harder, and the drama gets even messier. If Ken really wants to be with Trish, is he ready to put her and her daughter through all of that? Or is he only thinking about himself? These are the questions that people keep asking, and they are the questions that will decide how this whole story plays out. And let's not forget the community. People are watching. Neighbors, friends, and even strangers are paying attention to what Trish does next. If she lets Ken stay, eyes will be on her. If she tries to sneak around, eyes will still be on her. No matter what she does, she's under the microscope. And when you live under that kind of pressure, mistakes are bound to happen. People are already whispering. People are already judging, and people are already choosing sides. This isn't just a private drama anymore. This is public. And once it's public, there's no turning back. That's why you need to watch until the end. Because the way people react to Trish's decisions will shock you. Some fans are saying that Trish has every right to enjoy her freedom and not rush back into anything serious. They point out that after years of being married to Marquez and going through all that stress, she deserves a season of peace. One fan said, "If I was just divorced, the last thing I'd want is somebody pushing me into another marriage." Let that woman breathe. And honestly, many people agree with that. They feel Ken is moving too fast and not respecting where Trish's heart is right now. Other fans believe Ken is being selfish by trying to lock Trish down so quickly. They feel like he's more concerned with what he wants instead of what Trish actually needs. Some even say it looks like Ken wants control more than love, especially since he's acting like Trish's daughter is already his own. That really bothers a lot of viewers because they feel it crosses a line. One fan commented, "She has a father. Ken needs to stay in his lane." There are also fans who think Marquez still has a lot of power in this situation. They point out that even though he and Trish are divorced, he's not going anywhere when it comes to their child. People are warning Trish that if Ken is still in that house, Marquez will use it against her in court, and they don't want to see her dragged back into another legal fight.